The settlement's shields flickered one last time before dying completely. Kanat pressed his scaled hand against the observation window, watching the Kravik warships descend through Refuge 7's violet atmosphere, like predatory birds circling wounded prey. "How long?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Commander Thalos didn't look up from the failing defense console. 20 minutes. Maybe less. The Zentari officer's four eyes dimmed with resignation. "I've sent the evacuation order, but there's nowhere left to run." Kanat thought of the 3,000 refugees below. Zentari, Quellan, Vexori, all species fleeing the Kravik expansion. They'd called this moon their last hope, their final sanctuary. Now it would become their tomb. The first bombardment would begin soon. The Kraviks didn't take prisoners from lesser species. "Sir," a young Quellan technician's antennae shot upward. "I'm detecting a spatial anomaly. Something's emerging from FTL, right in the middle of their formation." Kanat spun toward the display. Sure enough, reality was tearing open like fabric, but not with the smooth precision of standard jump drives. This was violent, almost primal. Energy readings spiked beyond anything in their database. Then she appeared. The ship was smaller than any Kravik destroyer, its hull scarred and patched with mismatched plates. Symbols in an unknown language covered its surface. But what made Kanat's breath catch was the way it moved, not with the calculated efficiency of AI-assisted navigation, but with raw, almost reckless intent. "They're hailing us," the technician stammered. "Audio only. The language is, I've never heard anything like it." "Put it through," Thalos ordered. Static crackled, then a voice, distinctly female, surprisingly young, cut through an accented but understandable galactic standard. "Refuge 7, this is Bella Reeves of the UESN Defiant. Heard you folks could use a hand. Suggest you shields up and buckle in. We're about to make things interesting." Kanat's translator struggled with several words. "UESN? Buckle in?" "Unknown vessel," Thalos responded. "You're outnumbered 15-1. I appreciate the gesture, but—" "Commander." Bella's voice carried an edge of amusement. "Where I'm from, we call this Tuesday. Defiant out." The small ship accelerated, impossibly fast for something without visible thrusters, directly toward the Kravik flagship. Kanat expected it to open fire, to launch missiles, something conventional. Instead, the vessel executed a maneuver that defied every principle of physics he understood, rolling perpendicular to the ecliptic plane while maintaining forward momentum. The Kraviks opened fire. Lance beams that could slice through battle station armor converged on the tiny ship. They all missed. "How is she doing that?" the technician breathed. Bella's ship wasn't evading, it was dancing. Each movement seemed to anticipate where weapons would fire before they fired. She dove beneath one destroyer, her hull scraping close enough that Kanat swore she was playing games. Something detached from her ship, small cylindrical objects that stuck to the Kravik hull like parasites. "Are those boarding charges?" Thalos asked. The explosions answered him, not large enough to destroy the destroyer but precisely placed. Atmosphere vented from the breaches. The massive ship listed, its formation broken. Bella was already gone, weaving between two more Kraviks. Her voice came through again, this time singing something incomprehensible over an open channel. The translator offered, "Ancient human war song." Probable title, "Thunderstruck." Human? Kanat had heard rumors of the Deathworld species, the ones who'd arrived in the galaxy only decades ago. Stories dismissed as exaggeration. No species could survive on a planet with that much gravity, that much oxygen, that many apex predators. He was beginning to believe. Bella's ship performed another impossible maneuver, a full velocity reversal that should have liquefied any organic crew, and fired for the first time. Not energy weapons, physical projectiles accelerated to a significant fraction of light speed. 3 Kravik ships simply ceased to exist, their shields useless against the kinetic assault. The remaining Kraviks tried to retreat. "Oh, no you don't," Bella's voice held cold determination. "You came here to hurt people under my protection. Nobody does that and flies away." What happened next would be analyzed by military strategists for years. Using nothing but speed, timing, and an apparent disregard for her own safety, Bella systematically dismantled the Kravik formation. She turned their own tactics against them, their size into a weakness, their doctrine into a cage. 15 minutes after arriving, Bella Reeves had reduced the Kravik fleet to debris and fleeing survivors. Her ship, somehow still intact despite damage that should have killed it 3 times over, limped toward Refuge 7's docking bay. When the airlock finally opened, Kanat stood among the greeting party, unsure what to expect. Bella emerged in a scarred pressure suit, helmet under one arm. She was young, terribly young by any galactic standard, with dark skin, darker eyes, and a smile that spoke of equal parts exhaustion and exhilaration. "Sorry about the mess," she said, gesturing vaguely toward the debris field outside. "First rule of Earth, you threaten innocence, you get the horns." "How?" was all Kanat could manage. Bella's smile widened. "We're from a Class 12 Deathworld, Commander. Down there, everything tries to kill you from day one. You learn to be quick, tough, and too stubborn to know when you're beaten." She extended her hand in a peculiar gesture. "The United Earth Systems sent me to establish diplomatic contact. Guess I made an entrance." Kanat took her hand carefully, surprised by the strength in her grip. "You saved 3,000 lives today." "Yeah," Bella said softly, her expression sobering. "That's what we do. Back home, we've got a saying, 'Not on my watch.' Means something happens to good people, not while we're breathing." As medical teams rushed to help with her injuries and engineers swarmed her impossible ship, Kanat realized the galaxy had just changed forever. Humanity had arrived, these Deathworlders who fell from the sky when hope was lost. And they were on their side. Outside, stars watched in silence as a new chapter began, one written by those who refused to accept that hope could ever truly die.